If bedtime in your house feels like a 3-hour hostage negotiation, one more drink, one more story, one more trip to the bathroom, and you're still sitting there wondering, when will this ever end? You're not alone. Hi, I'm Diane Lusney, and I support mom who have children on the autism spectrum, age 4 to 12, who also struggle with sleep. And here's what is actually happening. Point 1. This isn't manipulation or bad parenting. Let me start by saying something you probably need to hear. Your child is not manipulating you. I know it may feel that way when they ask for one more thing, and then another, and then another. But what looks like stalling is actually your child's nervous system struggling to make a transition it's not quite ready to make yet. Think of it like this. Imagine you're driving down the highway at 70 miles an hour, and someone suddenly tells you to pull into a parking spot right now. No warning, no slowdown. It would feel impossible. That's what's happening for your child. Their nervous system is going at full speed, and bedtime is asking them to stop on a dime. What you can do. Tonight, when your child asks for one more thing, pause and take a breath before responding. Instead of saying, "No, it's time for bed," try saying, "I hear you. Let's do one calming thing together first." This might be giving them a tight hug or doing some deep breathing. You're acknowledging their nervous system's need instead of fighting it. And that simple shift can reduce the number of requests that follow. Point 2. The exhaustion and resentment you feel is valid. Now, let's talk about you, because while your child is stuck in high gear, you're sitting there feeling trapped, exhausted, and maybe even resentful. And then you feel guilty for feeling resentful. I want you to know those feelings are completely valid. You've lost your evenings. You can't have a conversation with your partner. You can't do anything for yourself. You're giving everything you have, and it's still not enough to make bedtime happen in a reasonable amount of time. That is not a character flaw. That's what happens when you're trying to solve a nervous system problem with behavioral strategies. Here's a simple metaphor. If your child had a broken leg, you wouldn't expect them to run a race and then blame yourself when they couldn't. Right now, your child's nervous system needs support to transition into sleep, along with a predictable routine. And you need support too, because this is exhausting. What you can do. Before bedtime even starts tonight, take 60 seconds for yourself. Stand outside, take 3 long, slow, deep breaths, or splash cold water on your face, or wash and moisturize your face. This isn't selfish, it's necessary. When you're slightly more regulated and centered, your child picks up on that calm, and the entire process becomes that bit easier. You can't pour from an empty cup, and giving yourself even 1 minute to reset can change the energy of the whole evening. If you need some quick ideas for nervous system regulation for your child or yourself, I created the free T-Zone system for relaxation and sleep. It's a simple, sensory-based tool that helps calm the nervous system. You'll find the link in the description below. Point 3. Your child is communicating in code. Here's the last thing I want you to understand. Your child doesn't want bedtime to take 3 hours either. They're not doing this on purpose. In fact, they're probably just as frustrated as you are. They're tired, but their body won't let them settle. Part of them is saying, "Sleep," but another part is still revving on high and or feels like there might be danger, and so it needs to stay alert. Think about a time when you were overtired and wired at the same time. Maybe after a stressful day or too much caffeine. You wanted to sleep, maybe desperately wanted to sleep, but your body wouldn't cooperate. That's what's happening for your child, except they don't have the language or the tools to explain it. So it comes out as requests, tears, or getting out of bed repeatedly. That's code for I'm tired, but part of me won't let me sleep. What you can do. Tonight, try narrating what you see happening in your child's body in a calm, non-judgmental way. You might say, I see your body is having a hard time settling down. That's okay. Let's help it feel more calm together. And then offer something perhaps tactile, or a weighted blanket, or a firm back rub, or having them squeeze a pillow as hard as they can while they inhale and hold, and then as slow as possible, exhale and release the pillow until their arms are limp. This validates their experience while giving their nervous system something concrete to work with. You're teaching them to become aware of their body and how to work with it. Does this shift tonight's bedtime for you a bit? How do you feel about it? And what will you do? Please share and let other people know they aren't alone. So now you know that what looks like a behavior problem is actually a nervous system problem. But here's a question. What's really happening inside your child's brain during bedtime that makes this transition so hard? Once you have a better understanding of biology, things make sense and you can respond in a helpful way, as I explain in my next video. What's really happening in your autistic child's brain during bedtime.